Welcome back, ladies and gents. This is your friendly neighborhood military rider. Let me first start off by saying Epstein didn't kill himself. Good times, good times. All right. So, now that I have your attention, I'm going to be a little bit weird today. I'm going to be real with you guys because my winter riding gear is not as good as I would like it to be. And let's just go ahead and say it right off the bat. My nipples could cut glass right about now. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I do have a nice heavy leather jacket on. I definitely need some chaps. I tell you right now with this cold wind blowing all over my legs, I could drop trout in front of an elementary school and I wouldn't impress anybody. They'd laugh at me. I mean, I'd also go to jail, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, gotta run into town today. Gotta go hit. For those of you who figured out where I'm at, I'm in Las Cruces, slightly outside of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Gotta go get me some vape juice. Yep, I'm a vapor. I know. I got it. It's not cool. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, gotta blow some sick clouds, bro. No, it's dumb. It doesn't look cool, and it's subsidizing my addiction to cigarettes. So I'm just trying to move on with my life there. So that's what I'm doing. And before everyone jumps on board and they're like, oh, vaping's dangerous. Fucking 7 people were killed this year. Okay, well, 200,000 died in conjunction with smoking. So I'll take my chances with vaping. So I keep on fogging up. I even got the vents open and everything. So I guess today we will talk about this wonderful weekend that we have going on here, Veterans Day. Not to be confused with Memorial Day. They're very, very different things. Memorial Day is in remembrance of all the people we've lost. Veterans Day is a way to is a day to stop and thank veterans for the things that they do. Now, might as well have a little fun with this. You're going to encounter some very different veterans on Veterans Day. First and foremost, you're going to encounter the guy that wants you to thank him for his service. And you know what? He may have done stuff. He may have not really done a whole lot of anything, but he wants you to thank him for his service. He's going to have a hat for whatever he served in, guaranteed. Probably going to have a shirt. Probably going to have, I don't know, and several tattoos, probably U.S. Army tattoos or U.S. Navy tattoos and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, not all these guys are bad. I wear an Afghanistan campaign hat because I was there. I like it. It's a comfortable hat. I wear it all the time because I always wear hats. So I wear that quite often, and it's because I did serve in Afghanistan once upon a time. I'm kind of old and fat and a pogue now, so for those of you who don't know what pogue means, it's persons other than grunts. It's a way to make fun of rear echelon guys who aren't necessarily there in the fight. I wear that badge of honor, okay? Because I mean, my knees and back and everything are still going to work when I retire, so I got that going for me. And nothing against infantrymen. I just, my body likes me better since I reclassed. I was forced to reclass. I went to re-enlist. I loved what I did. The Army said, hey, pick a new job or get out. So, I mean, I needed them more than they needed me. We were overstrength. So I picked a new job, and here I am. And I'm relatively decent at it. So, okay, that's the first type of veteran you're going to meet, is the one who wants you to thank them for their service. The second type of veteran you're going to meet on Veterans Day is like a chameleon, all right? They don't really care about their service. They're just kind of low-key about everything that they've done, and they don't really want to be thanked for their service, just like leave them alone. They might be going out to dinner with their family, and they don't get to do that very often. They're just like, these places are offering free dinner. I'll take advantage of it, might as well, okay? Next, you have your guys who have not done shit, like nothing, never deployed, probably got out of the Army or military within 6 months of enlistment, and they're not doing anything with their lives, and they're going to get free food, and they're going to want everybody to know that they're a veteran. And chances are, the easiest way to spot this guy is by his vehicle. His vehicle will have veteran stickers all over it. He'll have every award he's ever gotten on a bumper sticker on, or he or she has ever gotten on the back of their vehicle. They will have that. These ones are pretty easy to spot, and mainly because they want to be spotted and they want people to thank them for their service, but not like the other people who want you to thank you for their service, or you want them to thank them for their service. This person wants you to thank them for a service they never actually provided. Now, could be considered stolen valor as long as they're not repping anything that they haven't actually done. Like if they got a Purple Heart license plate and they never deployed and they never got a Purple Heart, okay, yeah, that's definitely stolen valor. Okay, which moves me on to my next type of veteran you're going to see on Veterans Day. Stolen valor. I want to talk about this one for a few minutes because I want to debunk some things, okay? First and foremost, anyone who's been to BUD/S, which is, I think it's basic underwater demolition school, it's SEAL training, okay? Anyone who's been to SEAL training, if they tell you their class is classified, they're full of shit, okay? That is unclassified information. Their class number, the graduation date, and the list of names that graduated that class is not classified information. It is unclassified information, and as long as you know the right people to ask, you can get that information. The same thing goes for anyone who's been to Ranger School, anyone who's been to Special Forces Selection, anyone in Marine Force Recon. When you go to school, it is not classified information, because when you get follow-on assignments to locations, they need to be able to get that information quickly, like, hey, this guy's in Special Forces. Has he actually gone through selection? Oh, bing, yeah, his graduation date was, 9 October. All right, so that's that. So, and for some reason, when people steal valor, by and large, it's always the shit that they think is cool. It's like you'll never see anybody who steals valor who's like, yeah, I went to Kuwait and I was a clerk. Like that, if someone tells you that, 99% chance they're telling the fucking truth. Okay? Because no one wants to be a clerk and no one wants. I mean, that doesn't sound cool. But these dudes who steal valor are like, oh yeah, I was a Marine, Ranger, Force, Recon, Sniper, 17 Purple Hearts, 2 Congressional Medals of Honor, and a handshake from President Bush. Like, it's always some wild, extravagant shit. I don't know why. I don't get it. And like the least extravagant, I guess you say the lower end of the extravagance spectrum would be the guys who say that they're EOD. Cool. Realistically, EOD is like if you watch The Hurt Locker and you think that's how EOD is, you are sorely mistaken. I assure you, there is a lot of protocols and rules that those guys follow that are very, very precise, and they don't screw around like that. Like, they're not going to pull out their earpiece and try and go dig into a car. That is the worst military movie probably ever made, aside from, I think it's called Navy SEALs with Charlie Sheen. Oh god, those are terrible, terrible military movies. So, wow, this is weird. It's actually warmer up here. Like, it just started getting warm. Either that or I'm losing feeling. It's like 40 degrees, 40 or 50, somewhere in there. Oh, sorry. Back to the veterans. So, with that is pretty much all the types of veterans you're going to see. I have a profound respect for old veterans, guys who actually went through some shit. Like, okay, I went to Afghanistan, I lost some friends, but these guys were dealing with losing entire platoons, entire squads, entire ships, thousands of people just gone. And like, that's something I can't even shake a fucking stick at. That's ridiculous. And I have a special place in my heart for Vietnam vets, because Vietnam vets they come home, they were spit on, called baby killers, they were treated like shit by these fucking hippies who couldn't even wrap their brain around the job that these soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines were doing. Actually, I don't know, did the Air Force exist back then? Or were they still the Army Air Corps? I don't know when the split happened. But anyways, so these guys they were dealing with this terrible shit, and instead of lashing out, instead of punching these fucking hippies in the face, which some of them did, which I find kind of funny, what did they do? They made it better for the next generation of soldiers coming home from war. They took that time and they do things for the following generation to make sure that we didn't have to go through that. Now, I've been called a baby killer once before. I was in Atlanta Airport, and there was a very large African-American woman who looked at me and called me a baby killer, and I was like, okay, whatever, you're fucking ignorant. It's like when people use the N-word, it's just absolute and utter ignorance. So, they did that. So, Vietnam veterans have a special place in my heart, because I've come home and there's all sorts of Vietnam veterans groups that are doing things for us. You know, we had a table full of like McDonald's sandwiches when we got back from Afghanistan. But you know what? That was a taste of home. That was where we were trying to get to. You know, all of us wanted to make it home. Not all of us did, and that's the unfortunate reality of war. War is a terrible thing. It's a good thing war is terrible. If it wasn't, people would learn to enjoy it. So, I have a profound respect for Vietnam veterans. So, that is what's going on. So, you know, thank a veteran. Asking about combat is, if it serves a purpose, I will answer any question anybody asks me. But the one question people love to ask veterans when they've been overseas is the one question that serves zero purpose. Have you killed anyone? I guarantee some of the veterans watching this heard me building up to that, and they're like, have you killed anyone? Like, they knew immediately in their brain, you know, that's the one question we can't really stand. And for me, it's because it's a pointless question. All right? Like, what does it matter? Because the person asking that question, the only reason they want to know is because they think it's cool if you have, and they think it's, you know, oh, you're a pussy if you haven't. Let me kind of squash this real quick. A human losing their life is never cool. There's not slow motion music. There's not triumphant times. You didn't, you know, take out your enemy. It's not a cool thing. It is not an enjoyable thing. It is disgusting. And of every animal, creature on this planet, and I've hunted dove, quail, pheasant, geese, freaking ducks. I've hunted mule deer, whitetail, elk. I even freaking harvested an oryx out here. I've hunted a lot of animals. And I can tell you right now, when a human loses their life, it is the most disgusting and gut-wrenching thing you can ever possibly imagine. It is an awful thing to witness. It is an awful thing to be a part of. And I don't wish that on anybody. Okay? That being said, don't ask that question. When people ask me, you know, what were different countries like, I don't mind answering those questions. You learn a lot. Like, people think that everything you're doing over there is just running around with guns and you know, Charlie's in the trees. Sorry, little Vietnam joke. It's not. A lot of it is learning the culture, learning the people, because if you can, fighting an insurgency is different than fighting any war. It is really different. You have to convince the civilian population that you're a safer bet than the insurgency that's trying to rule them. Okay? You have to be nice to them. You have to learn their culture. You have to participate in things, because that's what they want. And eventually it works. It takes time to build up that rapport, but it works. So it's not like the movies. It's not like the Wild West. I have walked around for weeks, months before anything happened. And you just walk aimlessly. You talk to the people. You shake hands with the kids. You give them candy if you have it. You know, you do stuff like that. That's the nature of the beast. Okay. So that question, like me personally, I don't mind answering it. Hey, what was Afghanistan like? Well, we showed up. It was hot as all hell, and then it got really fucking cold. And then when the temperature started rising, it rained like crazy, and then it got really hot again. Like, that's pretty much it. That's the long and short of Afghanistan. At least RC South, where I was at. It's not like we asked for it. I don't do anything on Veterans Day. I don't like going out on Veterans Day because I don't like people approaching me. I'm that like second veteran. Like, you just leave me alone. Like, let me do my thing. You do your thing. You know, I'm a person. Yes, I'm a soldier. Yes, I've been to that side of the world. I got it. Ow! Hey, if anyone wants to buy me some chaps, I will send you, I don't know, an autographed t-shirt. I don't care. Oh man, I just took a bug to the knee. You don't see that every day. That's awkward. We're gonna go around this one too. Oh man, fogging up. It's 65 miles an hour. Oh, that's a Challenger. Oh, that's my dream car. For those of you who don't know, 1970 Challenger RT. Oh, that was pretty. not my color that I want. I either want plum crazy purple with a black vinyl top or mother pearl white with blue pinstriping. Those of you who know what that movie for those of you who know what movie that car is from, you know. Oh, hey, I remembered I was going to talk about this. You know, I need to get like a notepad or something to just write down, hey, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. Hey, I want to talk about wind chill now that it's winter time. For those of you who are up in the northern states, sorry about your bad luck. It's still rideable down here. Not for every rider, and that's okay. So I want to talk about how wind chill affects you on a bike. There is a chart, and I will try and get it. I don't know if I can get it before I make this video, but there is a chart. Okay, and this chart shows the ambient temperature outside on the left-hand side. It's a graph, and then the speed on the bottom. And what it does, it breaks down to roughly how cold it is when you're riding. You know, I said it was about 40 degrees out here, and some of y'all are like, oh, 40 degrees, that's not bad. Well, 40 degrees at 70 miles an hour is like, I think 10 degrees. So the big significance there when it comes to wind chill is if it's below freezing. If the temperature drops below freezing, sweet baby Jesus. Once you hit below freezing, actually I need to right lane and get on the highway. If the temperature gets below freezing, like 32 degrees, I'm using first on the moon measurements here. First on the moon measurements are equivalent to first atomic weapon or super weapon measurements, first in flight measurements, and back-to-back World War champion measurements. So those are the measurements that I'm using, not the other ones. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. When you hit 32 degrees Fahrenheit and you're riding a motorcycle, especially down the interstate, you're in like the negative 30 to negative 40 range. Like it's cold. It is very cold. And you guys can see that my gloves aren't super thick. I need to get me some better winter riding gloves. I also need to get some chaps. Because, oh man, bugs off the knee when it's real cold outside is not a pleasant experience. There's still some bugs existing right now. They haven't all died off. So yeah, go ahead and, this dude is fucking riding my ass, dude. About to have a quick conversation with somebody in a Nissan Armada. Okay, he backed off. Oh, while I'm cornering here, reminded me of something. So, I tell you guys all the time, be safe on a bike, don't get too cocky. I had a very humbling moment about a week ago. The temperature was just warm enough that I could ride, but it wasn't long enough that I could actually motovlog while I was doing it. So, what I did is I went through the Gary Springs campground. You guys know I love that ride, like big swooping corners and stuff, and it's a real technical ride. I enjoy that. And, let me get on the highway here. I'm bad at multitasking. So I went around a corner and I was going too fast. And it was before it drops down to one lane. And, so it was a double yellow, and I went around this blind corner, and I leaned into it. The problem was, it was too cold, my tires didn't stick. So my bike started to come out, and for those of you who have years of riding experience like I do, you can feel when your bike gets a little squirrely. So it got a little squirrely, and I went to bring it upright, and I realized I was going too fast to make that corner. And then a truck was coming in the oncoming lane. So I'm trying to lightly pump my brakes to slow myself down enough that I can make this corner. And I was right in that sweet spot. If I had picked up the bike and tried to stop hard, I probably would have head on that truck. If I had leaned too far, the bike would have come out from underneath me and I'd still be a hood ornament. But I barely held it there, and every time I would touch my rear brake, the back end would start to break loose and I'd let go. And break loose, I'd let go. Break loose, I'd let go. So that comes with experience. But I was cocky. I was stupid. And the truck went by, and I crossed over the double yellow probably about 3 feet from his rear bumper. That was a mistake that I made. So I got cocky. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got real cocky, and it almost cost me my life. Riding a bike takes a good amount of restraint because my bike can go faster. Not as fast as a lot of these crotch rockets, like not even close. But I can go faster. I can, I love the big, long, swooping corners. I love technical riding. I really enjoy it. And so you got to be able to restrain yourself. Then number two, you have to know your bike. And you have to understand when you could be losing traction. And I identified it immediately. Unfortunately, I was already in the corner. There was nothing I could do. And then you got to figure out what, your brain has to instantly come up with a, what if this, what if this? And I knew right away that I had to try and keep that in the sweet spot if I had any chance of surviving that. And then, of course, it takes a whole lot of luck. I've been riding over 10 years, and that was a close call because I got cocky. I've had this bike for about 2 years, and I got real freaking cocky, and it almost costed me my life. Welcome to the Vapory. Alright guys, I'm back. I like the Vapory. Good staff, good people, real friendly, good prices. I got no complaints. Feel the burn. I believe that's called venereal disease. My asshole stink, bud? I mean, because you were riding it real good. Can you at least pull my hair next time? Cool. Hashtag no clutch gang. No clutch. Clutch is there, hand is not on it. There we go. No clutch gang. Hashtag no clutch gang. I'm gonna hashtag it in this video for no reason other than the fact that I want to. That's gonna be thoroughly enjoyable. Alright, ladies and gents, it's been real, it's been fun. Remember, keep the rubber side down. This is your friendly neighborhood military rider signing off. Peace.